everyone, welcome back. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Necessary Measures, the channel to help you build stronger connections with your kids. I am so excited about today's topic, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the gradual release model and how it can help you connect with your kids on a deeper level. Now, in the classroom, the gradual release model is basically the release of your role as a teacher to the student. So you go from the initial lesson with your kids to then pulling back and allowing more and more independence off of from their end. Because as teachers and as parents, I think that the two mesh really well in terms of using the gradual release model in your parenting styles. And the reason I think that is because it allows for independence to be honed and the kids to really take ownership of the things that they do. And so when you use the gradual release model in your parenting, I have found from experience that the kids are so excited to show you what they did by themselves. And really, the thing is, I see a lot of parents, and I know we have our days of impatience or needing to, rush to get the kids ready, to get going for the day, to get out the house. I get it. I have 3 little ones, 4 in the summertime. I get it. Totally understand. But it's in those moments that there's a lot of life lessons that can be learned from the parent as well as the kid. And so basically, when you want to show your kid how to do something, it's important that you take the time to show them how to do it all the way, the first time, start to finish, and then let them try. And I know it's hard as parents, we just want to hurry up and get to the next thing, but it's really beneficial for them to learn how to do it on their own, because in the end, what's the purpose of parenthood? For me, the purpose of parenthood is to, train up my kids, because one day they're going to be adults. One day they are going to need to speak in front of an audience or give a presentation or know about finances, and having those moments where you're gradually releasing your role as the teacher to the kid is very, very key. So I want to give you an example of how this may look in the home. Okay. So let's say that you have a 7-year-old. I think this is a good age to really try this out at. But again, I use it with all my kids, and my kids are 2, 3, and 7. So this does work for any age. Okay, so here's the example. If you are showing your child how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and you want to first show them exactly how you do it, step by step, and take your time. They're processing everything that they're seeing, especially if it's their first time seeing it. So, you want to show them, okay, you're going to get 2 slices of bread out of the bread container. You're going to put that on the plate. Afterwards, you're going to take, the knife and basically break it down, step by step, and really take your time. Then allow them to give it a try and assist if they need some assistance. Assist or show them, and don't knock them trying. If the bread starts to tear, that's okay. It's just their first time, trying to spread the peanut butter on the bread, and that happens. Okay, but what you can do though is allow that, that's an opportunity for you to show them, oh buddy, that was really good for your first time. I know the bread might have tore, but you know what, this is what I would do to solve that. And then just kind of show them, maybe it's placement of how you're holding, the knife or the peanut butter. And so allow them to give it a try and just gradually release yourself as the facilitator into them doing it more independently. And what you will find is they are going to be so proud of what they did, and they're going to remember that the next time they want to fix a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, oh, this is what I do. You would like to see more videos just like this, remember to hit the subscribe button to be notified when other videos like this drops, and like, comment, and share. Okay, so that was an example with a 7-year-old. Here's an example with a 2-year-old. So currently I am in the very middle of potty training our daughter, and she has to learn how to, you know, pull up her pants the correct way. I say the correct way because kids will get creative. And so an example of how I gradually am releasing, you know, the instruction, the control over to her is the first time I said, hey, Corey, this is how mommy pulls up your pants. I put one hand on the right side, one hand on the left side, and I bring it all the way up. And then I let her try it, right? And of course, she's not gonna get it the first 1 or 2 times, but just gradually it takes patience for you to let them give it a try, see where they're struggling, offer, you know, a different way for them to do it. And so you gradually release, gradual release model, you gradually release yourself so that they can become more and more independent the more that they try. And I think that's important to remember too. When you show them how to do something, you know, explicitly the first or second time, you're really taking your time to show them step by step. After that, allow them to try. The first few times, it might be a little less independent on their end, but you do want to get to a point where they don't have a learned helplessness. And learned helplessness, if you're not familiar with that term, it's when they know that you'll do it for them, and so they give up very easily. Oh, I can't do it, can you just do it for me? That's, you know, we want to try and prevent that. And so to do that, you really have to take the time to, you know, give them the time to try it on their own. Okay, so that was an example with our 2-year-old. An example with our 3-year-old is our 3-year-old, he has always been one to want to try to do things on his own ever since he was a little tot. So using the gradual release model is very, it comes very natural with our middle child. And so for him, it really doesn't take a lot, but he appreciates when you show him something the first time, because he's watching. Because after the first time, he doesn't want you to do it. so he'll, and it's about how you frame that very first time. I like to show excitement on anything that I'm about to show them for the very first time. Have excitement with it. So for Chance, our middle son, he's 3, and an example of this, I was showing them how to do a stamp activity. It was the first time me allowing them to have the different stamps out, you know, in our home. And so because it was the very first time, I got super excited. I was like, oh my gosh, you guys, it's almost fall. This is the perfect time. Do you guys want to do an activity with me with pumpkins and stamps? And of course, him and his sister was very, very intrigued, and they wanted to know all about it. And so when they came over, you know, I basically explained, this is the ink pad. These are the stamps. We're going to take the stamp, press it lightly into the ink pad, and we're going to press that onto the pumpkin paper, and you're going to watch what happens, you know. And so Chance, our middle son, our 3-year-old, he was watching. He was like, oh, I got this. And then after I showed them how to do the first 1 or 2, then I released myself, and I said, now you try. And of course, you know, they got some of the ink on their hand, and, you know, I was okay with that. It's gonna be a little messy at first, but honestly, within 10 minutes of just, you know, allowing them some time to practice on their own, within 10 minutes, they had it. They understood how to use the ink pad, how much pressure to apply. At first they were pressing down really hard, and I was like, oh my gosh, this activity is going to get so messy. But honestly, they remember mommy doesn't press too hard. We don't want too much ink because then you can't see the shape of the leaf. Or we had like fall theme stamps. And so doing that activity just really reminded me to, number one, take the time to show them how to do it step by step all the way through the first time, and then number two, allow them that practice time to really hone the skill of whatever I'm trying to show them. So a lot of parents may already be doing this gradual release model and might not have known, what the term was. I know in the classroom, teaching in the classroom, this was always forefront of mind with any lesson that I did with my students. And it was because, ultimately I want them to be able to perform the task without me being there. The last few years I was in the classroom, I was pregnant back to back. So it was very important for me to not leave, my students or my classroom, with a lot of these, students that needed the one teacher's help all the time. I had about 20, almost 30 kids, I believe, my last class, and they were third graders. And so I felt like it was the perfect age for me to show them how to do something the first time, the second time, or the third time, and then gradually release myself so that they could do it independently. And so in the classroom, it was always forefront of mind, anything that I wanted them to do, and this goes for parenting as well, anything that you want your kids to do independently, show them step by step, first few times, and then give them opportunities to try for themselves. And kids are going to be kids. They are going to try it differently. They're going to, see, they might break a few things. I know our 7-year-old, we ordered the KiwiCo subscription box, and it has a lot of like STEM activities for him to do, and he loves to build. He says he wants to be an engineer, and so we're really trying to harness those skills. And so we got him this subscription box, and so every few weeks a new box comes, and it's something that he can build. And though it has a set of instructions for the correct way for you to build it, he actually naturally he's gonna try different ways, and once he figured that he can't try step 5 before he tries step 3, he understands that okay, let me do it this way. And so I just wanted to remind any parent out there that is finding themselves frustrated, or a lot of that frustration might come from your child wanting to be more independent, wanting to try things on their own. And so just allow them that opportunity, and you'll see what blossoms from it. So if this has been helpful to you, drop a comment down below. Tell me how you may use the gradual release model in your parenting. I'd love to read it, love to see. Remember to like, comment, and share this video if you have found it helpful, and subscribe to the channel. Your support really means a lot to me. Another way you can use the gradual release model, if you are a homeschooling parent, the perfect opportunity at the beginning of your curriculum or your lessons or your circle time, depending on what age range you are teaching. I used the gradual release model in my homeschooling as well. I'll show them with excitement how to do something the first time. So for example, what do I have behind this? Okay, so for example, our shape chart. I'll sit them down. I'll say, hey, today we're gonna learn some shapes today. Mommy is so excited to show you, or I guess I didn't call myself mommy when I was in like teacher mode. I wanted to kind of draw a line between the two. So I'm gonna show you something so cool. It's a song that I learned, that I used in my classroom. Are you ready to see how it goes? Okay, so let's get started. And I would show them the song all the way through. And then I say, now I am looking for someone that can try it themselves. Would you like to take the pointer and try it? And of course, they would get so excited, and they try it. I don't know if you can see it in the frame, but the months of the year chart was like their favorite, because I do songs, I do little raps, and they just love to show me that they can do it too. But again, it first takes me doing it the first time all the way through, then allowing them to do it. And literally within a few weeks, we were able to go through our routine. They knew what chart was first, what chart was second. And a lot of people might say, well, that's just recalling or repetition, but repetition is key, especially in young learners. And so they will get, when they're learning the alphabet, for example, they are just repeating it at first, but then put the letter sounds with it, put, the correct order with it all the time, and they begin to learn the difference. So it's definitely a helpful tool both in my teaching, my homeschooling, and in my parenting. Okay, I think that's a wrap for this Friday episode of Necessary Measures. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.